Hey there, it's Lenny McGill with the GlockStore Performance and Custom Shop here in Nashville, Tennessee. And today I want to show you a new holster that was just brought to my attention by my good friend Bob over at Galco Holsters. Now, Bob and I have known each other for 30, maybe 35 years now. And he was a young guy, and so was I. Now all of a sudden he's, kind of a big dog at Galco. He's been with Galco for so long, and he's, really in charge of a lot of operations and things over there. And he said to me the other day, sent me an email and said, hey, I've got this new holster, which I know you sell something like it, but it's leather, and a lot of people are looking for leather holsters. And that's really why I'm bringing this to your attention. We have what I call our $35 holster. And I've sold it and talked about it for years and years and years. It's a Kydex holster, okay? Very similar to this leather holster, but it's Kydex, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and take this out real quick. This is my carry gun. Drop the magazine. Put that over there, make sure the gun is empty. And it is. Boom. Okay, now, the Kydex holster concept to me is great because it's, like I said, it's impervious. It's Kydex. I've had the same holster probably for 5 years. I've worn it every day for 5 years. It looks exactly the same that it, did 5 years ago. It still provides retention. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. It's sleek, it's small, it's inexpensive. Everybody should have one of these, because it's just, everything you need it to be. It doesn't need to be too fancy. It's an inside the waistband holster. You can wear it outside the waistband, okay? It doesn't have, a lot of retention. If you have a big belt on it, it's going to be better. You don't want to have a little, skinny belt and have this thing flopping around at all. But, a lot of people do wear them outside. But I think it's really designed as an inside the waistband holster. So basically here, boom, boom. The reason I really like it is because, when you get home, I take the whole thing off and put the whole thing and keep it in its holster just like that, which I think is safer, okay, than having to pull the gun out and undo your belt and do a belt slide and all that. That's why I really like the clip concept. Hence, Bob knew all that because he's seen some of my videos. He's talked about it, and he says, well, you know what? We've got one that is leather. And I will be honest, many people have said to me, well, I kind of like it, but you have a leather version. And that, over the course of, last 3 or 4 years, I've heard that, many, many times. So when Bob introduced me to this, I was like, wow, that's like, perfect. Because it is basically the same exact holster in leather, but it is lighter. What's interesting is, I thought always the Kydex would be lighter, but the leather is actually a little bit lighter. Just a little bit. It's not a big deal, but it's lighter. But, the key is that it's leather. Now, why am I talking about leather so much? Okay, so here's how it works. When you wear a leather holster, over time, the holster itself will conform to your body, kind of like a wallet that you wear a lot. It gets a little softer, right? Even though this is a very good, stiff cowhide, it's going to soften up a little bit with sweat and just heat and all that stuff. It'll still have retention because it's going to form itself around the gun as well. With Kydex, okay, and this is actually one of the benefits of Kydex, is it'll last forever, right? But over time, your body is going to conform to it. Which means it's not quite as comfortable as a leather holster. That's it. That's the only, one of the major advantages. It's a little lighter and more comfortable over time than the Kydex. Kydex is going to last you forever. This is going to last you probably 10, 15 years, okay? But if you sweat a whole bunch, maybe 5 years. I got to be really honest. I don't know how long it'll last based upon, your body type. Some people have very acidic sweat, and it's going to eat this thing up. But Kydex lasts forever. Again. So that said, he sent me this holster, and I've tried it, and you know what? I like it. I'm going to switch to this because I can versus this. I have this. Okay, I've used it forever, and I still have it, and I like it. But went ahead and I actually, put this in here. It's got great retention, okay, and it's got the big clip like I like, so I can do the same thing. What they did with this clip, though, is really cool. So, this clip I've had forever. Like it a lot, okay? It's aggressive. It jumps onto just about any belt. It'll also jump onto just clothing, okay? Has a nice snap to it. And it'll, if I'm wearing like gym shorts or even, workout pants with a drawstring, I can get that drawstring pretty tight. I can put this in here, and it's going to bite onto the clothing. It's not going to come out when I draw that clip. So this clip is basically the same thing, but what they did is that they put a slot in here so that I can actually position this over top of one of the belt loops if I need to. So, you know, manufacturers of pants, you know, put the belt loops kind of all kinds of different ways. And sometimes when I'm wearing this holster, I find that, oh, I'm kind of, okay, I got to move it over a little bit because that belt loop's there. What Galco has done is they created this, this clip that has a slot in it that allows you to go over top of the belt loop if you run into a belt loop when you're putting it into your pants. So again, this thing just goes straight in like so, boom, it conceals like that, easy. You know, it's a same draw, boom, comes out when you want it to. Notice where the finger is, okay? Okay, I want you to be very aware that when you're using a concealed carry holster, that trigger finger's gotta be erect. How's that? Holstering, again, the same concept. Always put your finger on the slide so you don't knock it out of battery. Come in, find it, and just push it straight down. Just like that, boom. You'll notice that it is optic ready, the holster itself. So I've got a Hullison SCS here, and it's an enclosed optic. But what's really nice is that the holster will accept optics. So it's available for this G43, I know that. And we just got them in stock the other day. It's, in my mind, a great option. And again, it's more comfortable than the Kydex. You know, Kydex is cool, okay? And like I said, I've had this for 5 years. We sell a ton of these because it's only $35. This one's a little bit more expensive, but it's going to go ahead and do exactly what you want it to do, and it's going to be a little bit more comfortable. And for those guys who've actually been, you know, texting me, emailing me, and saying, "Hey, you know, do you have a leather option?" Yes, we do. Finally, have a leather option for an inside the waistband holster for your G43, and I think there's a couple other models available as well. So this is it, and it is the Stow-N-Go Elite, they call it. It's a nice leather holster for your G43, 43X. There's a 48 version available as well. I tell you what, you know, like I said, I'm gonna, you know, keep the Kydex. That'll be something I'll wear at the farm and all that. But I think for everyday wear and everyday comfort, I want to switch out to this leather and see how it does. And maybe in 3 or 4 years, I'll do another video and let's see what it looks like. All right, that'd be kind of fun. So I hope you're here in 3 or 4 years. I hope I'm here in 3 or 4 years, and I hope everything keeps on going as good as it has been. GlockStore is on fire. We appreciate all the customers out there who are, you know, participating in what we do. We are trying to always innovate and provide the best customer service we can. We ship as fast as we can. We manufacture products as fast as we can, and we love our customers one order at a time. Thank you for watching. Thanks for being part of the GlockStore. Subscribe because we've got a lot more videos coming up here in 2025. We'll see you next time.